When it comes about DeFi, there are two main protocols that are literally dominating the scene. And I'm referring to DeFi from one side, and on the other side there is HeyAnon. For today, I want to focus on HeyAnon simply because they are just releasing right now a framework plus a fund to incentivize people to start developing using this framework. There are a couple of implications of this kind of action, and that's what I want to discuss with you. Because, guys, I know some of you probably is not in love with Daniele Sesta, let's say this way. Many of you maybe lost money during the previous bull run on Wonderland Money. But remember one thing, the market doesn't care what was the past, doesn't care if you lost money or not. Things are happening right now, and we have to be on top of that in order to catch whatever is the wave. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. A wave is a wave. All you have to think about, which is the probability for that wave to produce profit. That's all it is. All the rest, who cares? Take profit, sell, don't wait. In the moment when you are getting a decent profit, take it, and you are fine. Put a stop loss. Double the attention if you don't trust that person, and I do understand that, but don't ignore that, mainly because, like it or not, he is doing the market right now when it comes to DeFi, and if you like this niche, you need to know what I'm going to tell you into this video. Guys, before going deeper, let me say this channel is just about educational content. Nothing has to be intended as financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's fine, but we'll always your research before. And don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up, drop a comment. Please do that. That's a small effort for you, but really helps me and also helps can help other people to retrieve this content. Please do that, guys. Leave a big thumbs up, a thumbs up. So let's start discussing about Daniele Sesta. And let me say, guys, also from my side, at the beginning, I was among the ones skeptical about the possibility of Daniele of really being able to reach something. Mainly because, I mean, he's great when it comes to speculate, create great stories, engaging with the community, but not always so great when it comes to manage big stuff. And when it comes to building an ecosystem that is about AI agents, is about automation and so on, well, that's a pretty complex stuff. So I was pretty skeptical. I'm still skeptical in the long term, but I mean, I would be blinded if I'm denying that right now he is doing a pretty good job and his product is pushing a lot. And most of all, what is happening is that it's not just about himself. It's not about just building HeyAnon and building a tech. It's about creating an ecosystem. And when you create an ecosystem, the beauty is that it's not just about you, and maybe the ecosystem can cover your weaknesses. So that's the beauty. Building the ecosystem, that I will just show you how he is planning to do that, can cover and can go much beyond his own capabilities. So if the project becomes bigger, well, it becomes also more solid. I know that it looks like a paradox because you can think, I mean, we are just reaching a top because he will never be able to go beyond this level. Yes, maybe, but the fact that he's accepting his own limits and trying to engage a much broader audience, more devs, more partnerships, and so on, well, that could be a hint of a greater future. Obviously, guys, when it comes to this kind of stuff, nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody can predict what will happen. We are just here to analyze it, to understand if there is an opportunity to buy, to catch something or not. Okay, let me share with you his announcement. And here it is. Just the other day, he published about Automate. So let's spend a couple of words about Automate. So basically, it's a framework that simply means that instead of having to ask, like, do you want to be integrated to HeyAnon, that is an AI agent, an interface that is enabling anyone to using NLP, so natural language, in order to ask and operate on chain. Instead of having asked to permission, so it's the team of HeyAnon that is integrating one protocol after another one. What he is saying is that, I mean, that's a pretty slow method just to integrate one by one. What we can do is instead creating a basic layer, a framework, think it as an SDK or as you want, that is called Automate, where there are precise rules that you can simply like plug and play something. So you read all the APIs, all the code, and you start using that framework, that basic layer, to build something on top of that. Usually what is happening is that this framework is simply dictating the rules if you want to integrate something else. So it's like building a bridge with something that is already existent, because at the end of the story, as we said many times, DeFi, it's not something that we have to reinvent it from the scratch. It is something that is already existing, pretty good to be fair, but it's too complex. While if we are able to integrate this kind of stuff into a system that is using is simplifying the interface, adding a level of account abstraction and so on. Account abstraction simply means that you don't have to worry anymore about fees, about which chain you are using and so on. All you need is, I'm having this token, I want to get this other token. I'm having this capital, I want to receive some passive yield with these kind of features and requirements. That's great. That's something that you can ask, and the system will function by itself. But in order for this system to work properly, you need two stuff. First of all, you need data. So the system needs to feed himself with data. And the way of doing that is integrating different data sources into the system. So this is the first part of the framework. The second way is integrating different protocols, different chains. For example, we have Uniswap. If HeyAnon want to use Uniswap, it needs some kind of bridge. And from one side, you can build that bridge by yourself as a team of HeyAnon. On the other side, you can say, guys, we have already created this framework, just plug and play your solution and you are good to go. So you will get also the volumes that are generated by this by HeyAnon. Don't forget that something close to this kind of system already happened into the past with Abracadabra Money. Do you remember which was the real, at the beginning at least, of that platform, the real source of yield? Was coming from Yearn Finance. Yearn Finance is not anymore so cutting edge, but at that time, so 2021, it was cutting edge. It was simply a way to generate yield. And what Daniela said, okay, let's integrate something that is already producing yield in order to produce more volume for them. We will receive a cut of their profit and we will be both happy. So this kind of logic, that's something that we have already seen and is working pretty well also, to be fair. And he's trying to replicate the same kind of dynamic on top of HeyAnon. Additionally, what he is doing is also saying, okay, I know, guys, that you are maybe busy. What we can do is incentivizing you through some grant. As you can see, it's written over here. They are putting up to 2% of unallocated ANON tokens plus up to 1 million of USDC from the treasury. And the grants are ranging from 6.9K to a maximum of 420K. So he's saying, okay, guys, we have enough money. We can support you. Do you want to integrate your application? Let's do that. The system is also working with, is partnering with different already existing ecosystems in order to integrate the chains. What I mean is that there are different chains right now, layer 2, layer 1, and so on. In each of these chains, there are protocols that are already working. What he says is that let's select a couple of them, and if the protocols are already deployed into these chains wanna integrate into the HeyAnon ecosystem, now they can, and they could also receive a grant. The chains that are at the moment available are Arbitrum, Base, so 2 layer 2, Avalanche, Yoda, Keva, and Sonic. Plus, he's saying that he's aiming to integrate also Solana pretty soon. The integration of Solana is pretty interesting because at the end of the story, we know that at the moment, as you can see from Qiki.fan, at the moment, Solana is the main market. So you can't ignore Solana and just stick to the EVM war, or better, you can, because there is still plenty of space to grow, but the more you are integrated into the Solana ecosystem, the better it is. If we use also stealcookie.fan to see which is the kind of situation with HeyAnon, you will see that right now it's reached the position 10. So pretty good, honestly speaking. And if you check the metrics, the project reached 296, almost 300 million market cap, around 8K holders, but this number is not precise because it depends which chain they are checking out. And mindshare it's constantly growing. So this is a good sign. And I mean, guys, you can like it or not, but the kind of job that he's doing in order to push the whole DeFi world, well, that's a lot, that's big. So don't ignore that only because you don't like it. The engagement is growing, everything is growing pretty well. If we check also the price section, you can see it has been an only way up. I know that it's not easy, honestly speaking, to enter on a chart that already did 20x. Yeah, it did around 19x in the last 14 days. So in 2 weeks, oh my God, 19x, that's really a lot. So imagine just that you had like 10K, you got 200K. I mean, that's a good profit for just 2 weeks. Will it do another 20x? I mean, doing 20x from here, it means reaching 6 billion market cap. Is it possible? Well, not obviously in 2 weeks. I would be really surprised if anything like that will happen. But the point is that when it comes to making profit, you have always the trade-off between quick profit, high risk, or lower profit, but much more likely. So maybe it will take longer, but is much more likely. I do not expect this project to reach 6 billion, maybe by the end of this year, because let's be honest, if a whole alt season will start, I mean, the kind of market caps that we are seeing right now, 6 billion will be just a project is like in a top 200, something like that. I'm not so sure even that it will be a 100. So to stay in the 100 ranking, probably it will be needed more than 6 billion of market cap. So for HeyAnon to become a top 200 project, I mean, it's absolutely doable. I don't have many doubts about the possibility for this project to reach 1 billion or even 2 or 3 when that's an answer that I don't have right now. If I have to be fully honest with you, guys, I'm not in at the moment, but there is no much of a doubt right now that this is something that is worth taking a look because the upside is great. The tech is great. I mean, the tech, I don't know if the tech is great, but the kind of direction they are taking is great. Leveraging also the work has been done by someone else or other projects. That's the best shortcut that you can get if you want to push the project even beyond its own limits. So honestly speaking, I'm pretty bullish about that. As I said many times, check also my video about DeFi because that's the video where I'm explaining exactly why DeFi will change everything about DeFi. And let me know, what do you think, guys? Do you believe the HeyAnon could deliver? When? Which is the kind of target price that you are having in mind? Let me know into the comment section below. And guys, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up, drop a comment. Thank you for following me, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye, guys.